This special preview of the Chad Longworth podcast has already been released on October 5th. Go ahead and scroll back. This is just a little preview to see what you guys are going to get. Enjoy.
I mean, it's early. It's like 6:30 where you are. I had to drop my kids off, and then I was like, wait a minute. I think he's in Colorado. But you're up. You slamming an energy drink?
Woke up 4:30, took a nice cold shower.
I am the guy that you did not want to be in the cold tub with after practice. I hate cold tub. I've positioned, I guess, myself as for years as one of the rebellious people on Twitter that like just doing this to be different for different sake. And then it always comes back around to people will justify their positions upon, well, he played pro ball. It's like, well, so did I. So are you just confirmation biasing his position versus my position on the fact that he played pro ball? Because I did too. So which guy that played pro ball is right? A lot of the people that have different opinions, player versus anti-player crowd, Kyle Bodie has been one of the most influential people in the game of baseball. You got the people on the other side, the players, it's like, Kyle, it's the worst. He didn't play. He didn't know what he's talking about. It's like, here I am right dead in the middle. I'm kind of on the island of misfit toys of people that played that side on the side of what, for lack of a better term, the nerds. I just don't find it useful. It doesn't matter. I was a good player, got drafted and paid 20 years ago. Has nothing to do with the improvements that we're going to make in you today. Has nothing to do with that. Don't train with me because I was a good player. Train with me because my mountains of data that are in my computer got done playing pro ball at 23. And just as a player, I wanted to be a big leaguer. And I felt like I was a big leaguer. I worked out what was then Athlete's Performance, which is now Exos. Andre Ethier was my workout partner, but there was a disconnect between my athletic ability and talent and then what happened in the game. It just didn't play well. And so once I was done, the first part of it is once I was done with pro ball, I wasn't going to coach. Done with baseball. Like, I'm done with this. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to do something else. That was spring training. We were getting ready to break for spring training. I got released. I got some independent ball calls. Didn't want to play independent ball. I was kind of tired of riding buses. I was kind of tired of the lifestyle, more or less. And so the high school coach calls me in like June. And it's like, hey, we need somebody to help with the summer team. Can we put your name on it because we need somebody that's not affiliated to the school? He said, come like a couple times and that'll be good enough. I'm like, yeah, sure. And this day it's at this place. Come that game. So I show up to that game and it was in that game. I was like, I like this. I think I may coach a little. Well, I stayed at that high school for 5 years. I ended up being the head coach for the last 2 years. Politics, parents, all this other garbage things that go along with that, administration, yada, yada. My last year, we played in the state finals. School consolidated with another school. I was untenured. My boss particularly didn't like me, and so I no longer had a position at the school. I was done with baseball. Again, it's like, I'm not doing this anymore. The guy that owns this building sees my dad in the post office. He says, hey, I want Chad to work with my kids. I actually have a building that I think would interest him if he wants to pursue a facility. My dad said, what do you think? I'm like, I don't want to do that. So he's like, well, think about it. So I thought about it. I mean, this building right here place I'm sitting at right now was dirt floor 10 years ago. This was an apple storage house for the apple orchard 100 years. This building is over 100 years old for the apple orchard that was across the street back in the day. This is kind of like right in the middle of town. So they used to have the market and they would sell apples out of this building. And I was like, you sure, man? You sure we can do something with this? Like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So we started here.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's Hit Chat Chit Chat preview. Tomorrow, the full version will be released on Spotify, Apple, with video versions on YouTube and RBIBaseballLLC.com. If you guys like this, you guys might like some of the other content that I'm doing. I have another Hit Chat Chit Chat episode that I release every Sunday. That is a group discussion that I do with instructors from all across the country. I also have an MLB podcast that I do with some former college teammates. That's done every Monday night. You guys are able to tune in to the live versions of these on twitch.tv/RBI_baseball_LLC. And you guys can check out any other content that I'm doing at RBIBaseballLLC.com. Thank you guys, and tune in tomorrow for the full episode.